My 86.5 NA makes the absolute most beautiful sound out of it around 3,000 RPMs out of my HKS exhaust. But if I were to actually look down at my speedometer, it would be doing this. Actually, if I was just speeding up from lower speeds, it would probably start from way down here and start the whole way up. This would be jittering and fluttering. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have the exact same problem. Now, changing at least the lower speedometer cable is not a bad idea. Both 5 speeds and automatics both use the same lower cable now. Versus in years past, there used to be 2 separate ones, but both use the same cable, so there's no confusion over that anymore. But yet, even after changing mine, really no difference in how the speedometer acts, because the problem is actually in the speedometer itself. Okay, this is a spare one that I had that's broken, that I actually used to experiment with, because it did the exact same thing as my original did. And I've come to find out what I believe the real problem is what's called the clock spring in here. This spring, if you look at yours real closely, you're liable to see some corrosion on it. And this spring has probably lost some of its tension and its spring tension over the years, okay? And there's 2 adjusters on this assembly. This one on the front, which I found to be completely useless. You can see it's attached to the outer part of the spring. In fact, I strongly suggest you glue this down with some hot wax or something, because this could just be bouncing around so easily in your car while you're driving. This could cause some of that flutter itself. And this just will absolutely not stay in place. If you put it down, as soon as you press on the gas and it starts spinning, it's going to move up. Okay, so like I said, this proved to be pointless to me in adjusting this speedometer anyway, when I finally got to some kind of results. So just put this thing up and glue it down. Your other adjuster is this lever right here. When you move this lever, it actually turns the center of the spring where that brass bushing is there, okay? So I'm gonna put the knob on here real quick so you can kind of see the speedometer actually move itself when I move that lever up and down. Let me see if I can move it for you. See? Watch it move. It's not only just moving the starting position of that needle, it's changing the amount of tension on that spring. See, when I have it all the way up, the speedometer returns real slow. When I push it, the lever all the way down, it's in a different position, but also returns real fast. So that lack of tension is what's causing the fluttering on our needle. No matter how I tried to adjust this, I could never get the fluttering to go away with enough tension and yet still have the correct speed. So, like I said, this was an experiment, and I know the problem is in that clock spring. I can see it's not in very good shape. And literally what I did, I don't think this is crazy, but I took a pair of needle nose pliers and I reached down very carefully and grabbed that center brass bushing that's pressed onto that shaft. Now that shaft will have to spin almost one whole circle, 360 degrees, before you'll reach tension on it, while you're holding it with those needle nose pliers and twisted it clockwise. I mean, I'm talking a tiny bit. I went from, if you see the slot right there, I went from maybe there, and I heard just a little squeak. I moved maybe that much of this center bushing, tightening it, basically adding a little tension to this spring, and then was able to go back. Took a while, go back and finally find the correct setting for this. Now I have no fluttering of my needle anymore. And I'm really close on my speedometer. I'm not perfect, but before I did anything, when I was doing 75, my speedometer said I was doing 90. Okay, so that's another problem that I had. But now, no fluttering. When I'm doing 75, I'm probably actually doing 77, something like that on my GPS on my phone. So it's real good. Get your little GPS app on your phone so you can check this out even before you do anything. Because if you're really fluttering real bad, I almost guarantee you, you're probably not going as fast as you think you are. Because I have my little 90 horsepower Mazda pickup truck that might have 75 horsepower left. And I was driving it, and my son was following me in the Supra. And we got on the freeway, and he called me up and said, "Dad, how fast are you going?" I said, "Are you kidding me? I'm driving the truck. I'm maybe doing 75, trying to keep up with traffic." He says, "Well, the Supra says I'm doing 90. I said, "Oh, yeah, it's wrong." So check your speedometer. If it's way off, I'm telling you, you're going to be looking at something like this. The best solution will be able to find somebody who can actually repair and replace this clock spring and recalibrate your system. But I have no idea who can do that sort of thing anymore. All new cars are all electronic. This stuff has become a thing of the past. These are really neat. When your speedometer spins, you're actually spinning this outer tube here. Okay, it's like a little saucer, and inside there is a magnet that's reacting to this spinning saucer here, and it's creating the magnetic field that's allowing your speedometer to move. Okay, so the relationship of that magnetic field and the tension of that clock spring are very critical, and this is where the problem is. So hope this maybe helps some of you. This is a nightmare to do. I'm showing you the background of what you have to do just to disassemble the freaking instrument cluster. It's a job, guys. This is not to mention how much stuff you have to dismantle on your dash just to get this out. Okay, so it ain't no fun, but you can make it work a lot better. And I'm trying to give you the shortcut of what you might want to try to do to help your problem. So hope this helps somebody. Thanks for watching.